Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to look at some battles that I played today in Ultra League Premier. Ultra League Premier means no legendaries, no mythicals and no ultra beasts are allowed. Everything else you can play, you can level your Pokemon up with XL Cannon to level 50. That is totally fine. And I, for the first time, played with Kommo-o. I, in fact, just built it today. And yeah, it looked fun. And especially Pokemon that you have never played before, which in this case was the case. It's always itching, you know, in the fingers to try it out and play some battles. So we're leading it with Dragon Tail, Dragon Claw, Close Combat. In the back we have a Jellicent with Hex, a Bubble Beam and a Shadow Ball. And as a third, Alola Ninetales with a Powder Snow, Weather Ball as well as Dazzling Gleam. Overall, I think Jellicent is a very good pick currently in the meta. Lots of peeps are double or even triple weak to it. We have a Surfetched in the lead. There's an occasional lead. They have Night Slash. They have Leaf Blade, potentially Brave Bird. I am just no shitting right here and it looks like they are just going for Night Slash. We resisted, but it still does a decent amount and we are unable to get to the move right here, which is unfortunate. Would have really been in a great situation if we get there. I'm going into my A9 because I don't want to take the super effective Leaf Blade. I'm letting it go. And in comes a Galar Weezing. Alright, immediately switch to the Jellicent. In comes a Shadow Obama Snow. This thing, especially with shields up, isn't as bad of a matchup as you initially might think. For Jellicent, we are just gonna go for the Shadow Ball. We shielded their move. It was a Weather Ball bait, but that is fine. We still have another shield. Bad timing by my opponent right here. And this time, it is the Energy Ball. We are resisting their fast move, so we barely lost any HP. And we are able to get to another Bubble Beam. Right here, I was not interested in taking any risk. I just wanted to get this out of the way because I felt like no matter how much energy I get out with, I'm gonna win. I switch into my A9 right here. I'm gonna go for my Weather Balls. We're doing neutral damage. And as you can see, it definitely puts a dent into the Weezing. Opponent goes for CMP right here. They potentially have Overheat, but now they are debuffed. If you want to watch some Weezing content, I have some Weezing Great League content. I think that's my last video. Definitely a fun Pokemon. Next up, we do have Pelipper level 50. I'm immediately going into my A9. In comes the Stunfisk. We are gonna be able to take a Rock Slide. The second one is gonna almost knock it out. Depending on how much more they farm, it definitely will knock us out. We are gonna get pretty quickly to the Weather Balls, however. And as you can see, we are getting to another one and the Stunfisk is getting critically low. And right here, I'm not shielding, not interested, because I think I would probably have to go down 2 shields in order to gain switch, and that isn't really something. So instead, I am going into my Kommo-o right here. I'm using a shield to shield the Earthquake, and we get a huge farm down. In comes the Pelipper. I'm throwing my D-Claw, we get a shield. And I do throw another one. And then after getting all the shields, I decide to switch out. In comes an Electric type. Opponent immediately throws the move. Jellicent is very thick and this is just a Brutal Swing. Or it could have been a Thunder Punch, I guess. But they do the same amount of damage. And right here, they get to a move. And they undercharge it. And I intentionally do not throw the Shadow Ball. I don't want to knock them out. I want to keep a little bit of HP left in order for my Kommo-o to be able to gain energy right here. This Brutal Swing is not going to knock us out. And right here, I'm calling the bait. And my opponent throws another move. We get a Dragon Tail in. And then right here, I'm throwing the Close Combat. You might ask, why are you throwing the Close Combat, Big Amal? Isn't that resisted? Yes, it is. But it still does, I think, 10 more damage. 40 damage compared to 50 damage or something. To the Dragon Claw. So that is definitely the way to go in this situation. If you're only getting to one move, you should probably throw the Close Combat. Opponent has a Goon in the lead, switches into a Dragon Breath. Gyarados very weak to Charm so far. That is definitely interesting. I guess I'm also pretty weak to Charm A9. They go for Aqua Tail. I'm throwing my move right here in the hope that I can knock them out, but it is barely not enough. And this is basically the worst possible situation, because I'm not gonna get farm, but also lost the HP from taking the Aqua Tail. Opponent brings in Swampert, and they let me get to double Weather Ball right here, which considering that it's a Shadow, it's gonna take a decent amount of HP out of it. Right here, I was expecting my opponent to throw it there, and we catch a Hydro Cannon. I know, Obstacle in the back, it will come in, but we still have both shields up. And because of the counters being double resisted and the potential to debuff the Obstacle into Oblivion, this matchup is not as bad as you might think. Definitely even better if you have Bubble. I think if you have Bubble, it might actually be winning matchup in the 2 shields. But yeah. Then I am going into the Kommo-o again. We take a move. Resisted and very much debuffed. And yeah, right here. They don't throw energy with their Swampert, so we're just gonna take it out. And yeah, this game is basically over at this point. I'm playing with my opponent. I even go into my Jellicent again for absolutely no reason. We debuff them. And yeah, now I'm gonna no shield. I also do have a move on my A9. They actually get the boost. This is getting scary. I shield. Did they actually get another boost? It almost looked as if they got another one. There's a timer, and now I switch out to my A9 and we finish them. Opponent could have just conceded, to be honest. It was not that I was the one keeping him hostage. It was them doing it themselves. Here, right here, we have a Heracross, which is, I think, the only Heracross that I saw so far. They go for Close Combat immediately and switch out to, I think it was a Charizard. I should have probably switched into my Jellicent immediately and not used my energy. But, well, that happens. Have to get used to Ultra League again. Going for the Shadow Ball. Bubble Beam would not do enough. And we take it out. In comes a Volvine. And once again, look at this team. They have Heracross in the lead. Heracross is very awful against Jellicent. They have Zard in the lead, which also gets walled by Jellicent. And the third is Volvine, which also has a losing matchup against Jellicent. And I feel like I've seen this happen a lot throughout my sets. A lot of people just not really having a good answer to Jellicent while being double or yeah, sometimes even triple weak to it. And right here, I'm gonna throw my move and I'm actually gonna undercharge it on purpose because I don't want to take it out. I want to leave this with a little bit of HP. Now I let them counter me down. And now I come into my Kommo-o. We get the 2 Dragon Tails that we needed in order to have the Close Combat ready. And then we Close Combat them. Actually survive it, but one more Dragon Tail is gonna do enough. Right here with Pidgeot, this is not a good situation because it is pretty decent against our lead as well as against the Jellicent. But luckily we have a hard-hitting fast move. And I'm definitely gonna shield. And this is good for us. Opponent throws the Wavebird. They go into the Pelipper. Is this a triple flyer team? Is this a triple flyer team? Maybe. So we are going into our A9 right there. I don't want them to... I don't want to like be able to... I don't want them to be able to get a lot of farm against my Jellicent, right? With their Pidgeot. Right here, to my surprise, my opponent shielded. And then they actually double shield, which I felt was not the obvious move. Definitely not. And here we go into our Jellicent. And we are just gonna farm this down. I had the feeling that this was not a Hurricane yet. And there we go. In comes the Pidgeot. And last Pokemon for the opponent is a Swampert. It's a Shadow Swampert, in fact. We are shielding the move. Gonna do 2 more Dragon Tails. And then we fire the Close Combat. It's Shadow. It won't survive. And then we are actually not able to get to the move. But we do have the Shadow Ball. And Shadow Ball will be able to knock this out. And that's GG. That is a 5-0. 5-0 this team. If you're still wondering what you should play, I can definitely recommend Jellicent. It has been probably the MVP. So many players are just not respecting it. So, yeah. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow the socials above, and wish you good games yourself and nice rest of the day. Goodbye.